If your sublimation prints aren't coming out the way you expect, it's usually not the machine. It's a few small parts of your process. Most people focus on the design, but the actual result comes down to how everything comes together when you print and press. So in this video, I'm going to walk through a few of the most common mistakes that I see and what actually makes a difference when it comes to getting clean, consistent results. One of the most common issues is prints coming out dull or faded. With sublimation, what you see on the transfer paper is not what the final result's going to look like. The color develops when heat is applied. So if your final result looks off, it's usually coming from one of three places: your settings, your material, or your substrate. A lot of times, it's using something that's not fully compatible or not hitting the right temperature long enough for the color to fully develop. While it's safe to say that sublimation heat press time and temperature settings are relatively in the same neighborhood, they're not universal. Whatever product you're working with, if it is in fact a sublimation blank, will have a recommended time and temperature setting to follow, and that'll be unique item to item. Following these closely will ensure best results job after job. To improve color, we need to look at our process as a whole, not just the print itself. That means using the right paper, making sure your temperature and time are consistent, and making sure your substrate is actually made for sublimation. If any one of those is off, your result's gonna look off. For example, sublimation is usually made for 100% polyester material when it comes to fabric. This is what the sublimation ink is going to bond best to. Polyester is typically applied at or above 385 Fahrenheit for about 45 seconds. If you're noticing the black ink in your transfer comes out more green than black, that's a sign you didn't use enough heat. And if it looks more brown than black, then you likely used too much heat. If you're dealing with fabric blends, however, results may vary. Blends don't have typical settings like polyester, so more testing will be needed here. Similar to poly though, too much heat or time can potentially scorch the garment or discolor the image. Not enough time or temp may result in an incomplete sublimation transfer, so it's always best to analyze your results. Now once all your settings and surfaces are dialed in, you'll see a big difference in how much color actually comes through. Another issue you'll see is ghosting or blurry edges. There's two possible reasons this is happening. For one, sublimation's sort of a science project. The ink starts off as a liquid, becomes a solid once printed on paper, and under high heat, actually turns into a gas. Now, the heat press applies this gaseous state to the surface of whatever you're sublimating, dyeing it permanently. Now, after application, the ink is still settling on the item, so we need to be extra careful not to move the transfer for a moment because, well, the last thing we want is to do all that prep work just for the design to come out distorted. Even a small shift, either when you close the press or when you lift it open, can cause that double image. And once it happens, there's really no clear solution after the fact. To avoid that, you need to focus on keeping everything locked in place. That means securing your transfer so it doesn't move, being consistent with how you place it, and making sure you're not shifting anything when you open the press. Small adjustments here make a big difference in keeping edges clean and sharp. The second possible reason is artwork. With any print method, you can have the best machine in the world. But that doesn't really mean anything if you don't have high quality designs. Low resolution graphics can ruin your transfer. Screenshots, Google images, AI designs are not ideal for sublimation because the printer is going to reproduce exactly what's sent to the machine, flaws and all. To prevent this, make sure your print files have a minimum DPI of 300 or above. This can be found upon export of your file. Now, that doesn't mean that every file can simply be exported at this resolution and come out well. Avoid stretching or enlarging graphics that are smaller in size. This will result in low-res, overly grainy artwork. Instead, recreate the design at a larger scale or use an online image upscaler application. If your prints look good sometimes, but not others, that usually means your process isn't consistent. Changing your temperature, your pressure, your timing, even switching materials between runs can all lead to different results, even if everything else looks the same. Let's take, for example, pressing pillows. These are great for working with garments that may not lay perfectly flat or have elements that may prevent even contact. But if you notice, this pillow is thicker than a t-shirt, meaning the pressure being applied can vary greatly. To avoid constantly changing back and forth your presser settings on your heat press, it's best to group items for application. Less variation can reduce the risk of user error bouncing between projects. Which one of these issues are you guys running into the most? Faded prints, ghosting, or inconsistency? Let me know in the comments. What you want to do instead is lock in a baseline. Once you find settings that give you a good result, same paper, same substrate, same time and temperature, you keep everything the same and only adjust one thing at a time if you need to. The goal of Sublimation is consistency. And that's really the common thread behind every issue we've talked about today. Whether it's color problems, transfer issues, or inconsistent results from print to print, most sublimation challenges come down to too many variables in the workflow. That's where the Sawgrass VersaFlex system helps. Instead of piecing together different inks, papers, and settings, the entire system is designed to work together, from printer software to ink and paper. And unlike traditional sublimation systems that are only focused on polyester and hard goods, VersaFlex gives you a workflow designed for cotton apparel as well. That's what gives you repeatable results. That's the difference between prints that look good sometimes and prints that come out right every time. At the end of the day, getting better sublimation prints isn't about chasing one magic setting. It's about having a workflow you can trust. And that's exactly what the Sawgrass VersaFlex system is designed to do. It helps remove a lot of the guesswork so you can focus more on creating than troubleshooting. And if you have questions about the system or want to see if it's the right fit for your business, we're always here to help. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe for more content.